Good morning, wherever you are. It's time for the Monday Minute. I'm Christian Paul. I hope you all survived your weekend. Friday and Saturday around here was hot, 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 with a dew point equivalent to the temperature, I think. Cooled down a lot yesterday, and today it's actually not terrible. But we will go on. Of course, we have Jan with us again this morning. What are we going to talk about today on the Monday Minute? We're going to talk about review. And I don't know if I'm going to give you any tips or tricks, but I will share some of the things that have worked for us over the course of time and have continued to work and get developed as we go. You know, I've heard from people. In fact, when I first heard this is somebody that has been involved in running a haunted location for a very long time that Dennis and I have been to. I am not going to say the location or who this person is, but he once told me, my computer is where EVPs go to die. And I have found that a lot of people never review any of their footage. What's the point of having footage if you're not going to review it? If you're not going to see what you got and if you had any communication or not. All right. My first recommendation, small files. Roughly 15 or 16 minutes maximum. Now, why do I say 15 or 16? Well, if you use a GoPro for anything, the files are 16 minutes and 2 seconds long. Okay, that's workable. I can remember quite distinctly running the full spectrum a few times, like for an hour, and then forgetting that, gee, if I had to shut it off here and there and restarted it, that would have made those files a lot smaller and a lot more manageable. So if depending what kind of cameras you're using, if you got to shut it down for just a second and start it up again to make for a smaller file, I would recommend that. One of our big things, and it seems to be getting bigger all the time. Dennis and I started out with one, then went to two, then I went to three, then I went to four, then Dennis went to three. What the hell is he talking about? Body cam. Now, I would recommend, at least on ours. Now we run GRC 128 gig body cams. They have very good IR capability and very good sound quality for a body cam, in my opinion. And they do pick up EVPs very well. Okay, so something to keep in mind. Now I've got some of mine set at 15 minutes. I've got some of them set at 10 minutes. This particular body cam, you can set it up, your files, for like 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't think they need to be quite that short, but 10-15 minutes is good. You should be able to knock that out pretty quick. My next recommendation would be headphones. Now, I've known people to, plug their earbuds in, stick their file on their phone in their pocket, and listen to it while they're doing who the hell knows what, or at work. Unless it's something extremely blatant, you will never find anything reviewing a file that way. Your average EVP, when you lay it out on a graph, is less than 1 second. Because let's face it, the majority of EVPs out there are 1 or 2 minutes, or yeah, 1 or 2 words, 1 or 2 words. So less than a second. Less than a second. What does that mean? It means you're going to get distracted so easy you're going to miss it. Which brings me to my next point. Learn how to work your audio programs. Now, I know a lot of people out there use Audacity or Audacity, however the hell you say it. And there is one filtering device in that program that I do like to use on occasion. But I use Goldwave. But there's SoundForge, and there's a whole bunch of other audio editing programs. Which one is the best? The best one is the one that works for you. That's the best one. I've been using Goldwave for years. I like it. It's easy for me to manage, easy for me to cut and clip and amplify and filter. That's what I use. Now we're also gonna step into the realm of your files. Now there are certain elements out there that even if you amplify something to hear it better, oh, you altered the file. Oh. There's an old Hungarian expression, F you. What is the point of the file if you can't hear it? We've all watched the paranormal shows on TV. We've all seen and heard the DR60 on TV. You think some of that wasn't filtered and amplified? Really? You think so? Well, for somebody that's had stuff on Discovery Network, I assure you, there's all kind of things going on behind the scenes that you do not know. Okay? Don't be afraid to amplify your EVP. If you got to filter it a little bit. Now you can go too far. I mean that's a fact. You have to know where to draw the line and how to make your curve on the graph, so to speak. But yeah, don't be afraid to amplify and filter. Take a clip, play with it. Learn your audio programming. Okay. I mean I just can't recommend that enough. Another thing for your cameras. Now this will just apply to any high speed camera, including GoPro. I currently have mine set up at 120 frames per second. Why do you want high speed? The best example that I can give you why do you want high speed is because high speed will catch things that lower speeds do not catch. And a perfect example of this is if you watch them reviewing on Skinwalker Ranch. The amount of UAPs they've caught on high speed, and I think their high speed is way higher than what my GoPro is capable of. I think my GoPro top speed is 240 frames per second. Just keep in mind. Good morning, Jamie. Good morning, Jolene. Uh, 240 frames per second. I will say though, if you're going to go that route, that will eat up a lot of space on an SD card. I've been running 32 gig SD cards, although I have run 64 gig SD cards. Again, it's in the review. A good program for reviewing video footage is VLC. It's a free download. What I like about VLC is you can run it at half speed, quarter speed, 5 times speed. You can put it where you need it, number one. Number two, another thing that I like about it is you can take still shots out of video on VLC. And that is a very nice feature to have. Slowing things down sometimes, you will catch things that watching at normal speed, unless you're really good at the review process. I like to think I am, but I'm sure there's stuff I miss. But a good example would be Indiana State Sanatorium. At the nurses' station, in one clip, I caught a shadow person in the nurses' station. Now, at regular speed, it went by in just a snap of a finger, unless you're really concentrating. Let's go back to what I started with here with the EVPs. Your average EVP is less than 1 second. It's the same for a lot of things in your videos. Sometimes it's just a second. But if you take that high speed footage and slow it down, you may be surprised. I'm gonna circle back around to Indiana State Sanatorium. Uh, there is a video of that up on our YouTube channel where you can see there was a shadow person in the nurses' station. But at regular speed, it would go by in like half a second. You wouldn't even pay attention to it. You wouldn't even know it. So you really got to train yourself. Half of review is training yourself, your eyes and your ears, to know what to look for, to know what to listen to. You can't just breeze through. We've all had those locations. Um, Jamie, I'm sure you're going to agree with what I'm going to say, but feel free not to. You know, you get these locations sometimes, and you think to yourself, man, we were there all night. We really didn't get anything. And Dennis and I have had a couple locations like this. I'm not going to name names, but then when we reviewed, holy moly, we had a crap ton of stuff. So don't discount a location just because you didn't think it was active. So you take your footage, you take your clips, you put them on the back burner, and you never look at them again. I wouldn't suggest that. You do what you want to do. But a lot of times, I think a lot of people are throwing things away that if they, you know, brushed up on their review techniques a little bit, they'd find some things that they didn't know that they had. Another thing is, we run multiple cameras all the time, and we've captured a lot of not only video footage, such as the stuff at the May Stringer that was on Discovery. I didn't see it happen, but that camera sure did. So just because you didn't see it, don't think nothing happened. The same thing goes for the sheet anomaly. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced the sheet anomaly. We also have a video on that. There was one in Indiana. There was one at Jericho, and there was one at Bryan, Ohio. Just a weird thing. Again, went quick, but I caught three of them. Slow things down. The one particularly at Jericho looks like a regular piece of paper, kind of curved like this, and just we know that's not a bug. We know that's not dust. What is it? It's the sheet anomaly. I don't know what else to call it because it looks like a sheet of paper. That's why we named it the sheet anomaly. Listen for that. Watch for that. Slow your footage down. If you thought you see something, you might slow that. Right now, Clip Champ is available to just about everybody out there, and you can slow down some of that stuff in Clip Champ. Say that 6 times fast. Oi! You thought you saw something? Throw it in there and slow it down. You may be surprised. You might have got something good. Go on YouTube, the sheet anomaly. The video is there. You can see what I'm talking about. I slowed down footage in every one of those so you can kind of get a good look at things. But on initial review, that happened so quick. If I would have turned my head or petted my dog for a second or took a drink of a beverage, that's all it takes. You missed it. It's gone. You got nothing. And then you're pissed off that you didn't get anything. Okay. Train yourself. Train your eyes. Train your ears. Let's circle around. Let's go back to EVPs for a second. Over the course of time, we are capturing more and more compound EVPs. All right. People might ask, what's a compound EVP? A compound EVP is more than one voice in the same clip, or very, very close to the same clip. What do we just do? The video I posted for Broadhead. Virtually the same message within about a minute, minute and a half. But the first message was a male voice. The second message was a female voice. But literally the same message. Go on the page. There's a link. You can check it out. Please give it a like. Give it a sub. We need those likes. It just helps that algorithm out so much. Anyway, that's a little taste of review for today. Looks like I've been ambling on here for about 20 minutes now, and I'm just touching the tip of the iceberg. And I will gladly share any tips and tricks. If you got any questions, you know where to put it. If there's something you'd like me to cover, you know where to put it. Only thing I ask is be good to each other. In the end, we're all we got. Be good to each other. That being said, peace out.